Recording in progress.
Aloha! Welcome to the Mr.G podcast. Today is episode number 45. It is July 3rd, Monday, 2023. It's just after 7 a.m. here in Honolulu, Hawaii, on the outskirts of Chinatown, where it's a sizzling 77 degrees, mostly cloudy morning. And on this Monday morning, this odd Monday, tomorrow being a federal holiday, one that many would like to forget in 2023, unfortunately, tomorrow being the 4th of July. Some people have to go to work today, others, like myself, work from home, and it's a very strange Monday indeed, especially for a dark empath like myself. I feel vibes, I feel energy, and today's vibe, I enjoy Monday mornings. Mondays are generally my favorite time of the week, this being also, but today has a different kind of vibe, which I also enjoy as well, because a lot of people, the reason, if you want to know why I enjoy this awkward Monday vibe, it being tomorrow being 4th of July, is because people that generally have to go to work today and maybe they're off tomorrow, they generally aren't the type of people that are patriotic. And also, the type of people generally, just about everybody, is living in like a delusion. They have this little idea of what life is supposed to be like. And when you throw a monkey wrench in there, like 4th of July on a Tuesday, oh, it's a holiday weekend. No, it's not a holiday weekend, or it is a holiday weekend. I don't know, is it? And you throw a monkey wrench in there and it snaps people back to reality and let them know that you're actually just like an animal on a rock flinging around a star going a million miles per hour out in the boondocks corner of the Milky Way galaxy. And it really puts things in perspective. The type of people that I'm like, see, haha, it's Monday morning, or is it? Is tomorrow a holiday? Oh, you're supposed to have hot dogs and hamburgers tomorrow because it's 4th of July. Today's the 3rd of July. Yesterday was the 2nd of July. Happy birthday, Mom. My mom's birthday, July 2nd, 1950. The exact midpoint of the 20th century. And I use that date as a marking point to compare historical dates and other events and whatnot. But like I said, it's the midpoint of the 20th century, and July 2nd is the midpoint of the year. So this year is halfway over 2023. It's more than halfway over today on July 3rd. And after the 4th of July symbolizes the middle of summer. And I don't know if you had a lot of good 4th of Julys growing up, but to me, they were they just remind me of like the dog days of summer. I'll try to conjure up a couple different 4th of July stories on today's episode, and probably tomorrow as well. But the 4th of July, it's not celebrated that much at all here in Honolulu, Hawaii, and I've noticed the past few years it's become less and less of a celebration. I experienced the 4th of July in Vancouver, Washington one year, and it was like fireworks everywhere, like crazy, and it was like the fucking Revolutionary War in Vantucky, Washington State. But here in Hawaii, you hear a lot more fireworks at the Chinese New Year or regular New Year's, or even Thanksgiving. At one point, there was one year a few years ago where fireworks were just insane, and like the police had to like stomp down and put a stop to it. But it's the middle of summer, and all the summer blockbuster movies are out. And when I was a kid, my favorite action summer movie was Indiana Jones. And I remember seeing Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade in the movie theaters. The other two, Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Indiana Jones. And if you're wondering what the whip is for, the whip actually has a second use as well. Shout out to my lovely English girlfriend, Jamie. But Indiana Jones, always being a fan of, and now it seems like they're just like mocking anybody that was like a fan of the first three movies. They're like, oh yeah, you like Indiana Jones? What are you, a straight white male? You probably like Trump too, huh? You crazy conspiracy theorist. It's hard being a straight white male nowadays. Let me tell you, in 2023, there's no other harder, harder race to be. We recently had a victory in the Supreme Court. Actually, that's more of a victory for Asians that apply to Harvard, because now they're just going to look at the grades, and many Asians score and other races have almost perfect SATs, perfect GPA, and they still don't get into Harvard or Yale. And so I really have to side with the Supreme Court, and I'm against affirmative action, and it should be grade-based and merit-based. All right, but what else we got in the news? Well, France is going crazy. While we're talking about news things, this isn't scripted. All right, I don't write out or very rarely prepare what I'm going to say, especially on a day like today. All right, but since we're talking about the news, I have the ability. I can do this podcast every day, and I just open my mouth and words come out. Seriously, I don't even know where these words come from. Like, watch. Look, I'll show one mouth and like all this profound shit will come out. Watch. Wait, hold on. Hold on 1 second. It's not working. It's like when you really gotta piss and you can't because you're thinking about. Hold on. All right. Well, anyways, what's going on in France? All right, France is under war. You got people in the street with machine guns and AK-47s just firing all about, and supposedly it's because of a police shooting of a man that was a young teenager that was running from the police and got shot by the police, which is a common occurrence in the United States and Europe and across the world, right? But apparently, like, you see videos that you on TikTok if you can before they take them down, and not on the mainstream media, but you can see videos online. You can see some crazy videos of Hillary Clinton on the dark web too. I'm just gonna throw that out there, all right? I'm not saying to go on the dark web, but hey, there's some crazy Hillary Clinton shit that dropped in the last few days. But anyways, as far as the videos that's going on in France, I can't buy it all that over a shooting like that. They're burning down cities. They're calling it World War III, and last I heard it was hard to get a gun in Europe, and you have all these. We're talking about Indiana Jones. We'll get back to Indy, but I see SWAT vans and all these criminals getting out with like AK-47s and shooting machine guns in the sky, and burning down churches, burning down buildings, burning down mosques, burning down Holocaust memorials. It's insane. They're burning down their country, and you have like French nationals in the streets like of Lyon, like saying "France for French people, France for," and it's just insane. And and then in the American news media, they're just like, "Oh, Donald Trump's bad," and it's like I don't buy it that it's all because of this shooting of this kid. You have Richard Gere in the Mediterranean. He's like, I saw a video of him. He's like on a boat with like 2,000 migrants or something, and they're all black men. Nothing against black men. They're all African men. There's no women and children. They're like they're searching for a better life for their families, for their children. Where are all their children? All those boats that you see, they're just like men coming in. Like by the hundreds and thousands, and that's happening in the United States as well on the American border. On the American border, you see some women and children, but in Europe, it's all young fighting age men. So you wonder what's really going on, and all the media corporations being owned by a few select people, and everything being controlled by 40 people, 50 people that run the whole world. That obviously has something to do with it. And speaking of the media being controlled, they just wanted to like stick it, as they said in the 1950s. They wanted to stick it to Indiana Jones fans. People like me that grew up on the first 3 movies. When I was a kid, that we only had a few VHS tapes, and one of them, and the best ones, was Indiana Jones and Raiders of the Lost Ark, the best one, and then Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. And then when we were about 12, 13 years old, we actually got to see Indiana Jones and the third one, not Raiders of the Lost Ark, not Temple of Doom, not Goofy on the Couch, not Lucky on the Outside. It was The Last Crusade with Sean Connery and Harrison Ford. And we saw that in the movie theaters. And I remember we were there with Nathan Guidoni and my brother, and we had to decide between seeing that movie and also Weekend at Bernie's 3 or Ghostbusters 2. And then Weekend at Bernie's, we were just like, yeah. It was Weekend at Bernie's 2. We were just like, yeah, not that one. But then it came down to Ghostbusters 2 and Indiana Jones. And we made the right choice by going with Indiana Jones, obviously. But let me go ahead and look. Come on. Come on, Tony. You gonna join your 4th of July? So, they came out with the 4th Indiana Jones movie, and I actually saw that in the theaters too, in the University of Texas. At the University of Texas, they had the movie theater in the Adobe, and the Student Union actually, and they played movies, and that was one movie, and I walked out of that movie as others did as well. As soon as I saw Shia LaBeouf like balancing on 2 moving convertibles with one leg on each one, hands holding nothing, just balancing on 2 cars. I'm like, what the fuck? And then the alien skull. I'm like, what the hell is this crap? Is this Indiana Jones made for TV? And then I left. And now it's just like they got it so wrong on that movie. And then so the 4th one, they're like, let's fuck it up more. Let's make Indy a dump truck. So anybody says that they like Indiana Jones, like, what, you like Indiana Jones? What are you, like, some fucking depressed old guy on the New York City subway? Huh? Oh, Indy, he's a loser. It's the female lead, That woman, Kathleen Kennedy, whatever her name is, she just, like, nothing against her personally. And you don't want to judge a book by its cover, but I can just look at her and tell that she is somebody that would just hate me, like for no, even if I was nice as could possibly be. She's somebody that just looks at somebody like me, sees straight white male. I came across people like this in the university and different places, elitists like that look at me, they're like, oh, he probably likes Donald Trump and, this and that. Like I said, it's hard being a straight white male in the world nowadays, in the United States. But the fact of the matter is that you don't want to judge a book by its cover. So when I look at her, I can just tell that she doesn't like me, and she's somebody that, wouldn't like me. And look at any